Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Previous part we have discussed about introduction of the biomolecules, like what are the composition, what are the elements uh, present in the living cell, and we have also seen the like in earth crust and human body or living tissue there are similar elements, right? Similar elements, see, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, calcium, sodium, these all we have seen. Okay, out of 92 natural occurring elements, 16 are known to be important constituents of living system. So those are I have written down. See here, mainly carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur are the main, and other also they are also made. And we have discussed about major and trace elements that are present in the living system. Okay, I mean, and we have done dry mass in dry mass also. What are the elements are present? Like oxygen has 63%, carbon has 20%, and hydrogen has 10%. Nitrogen has 2.5%, and calcium has 2.5%. Phosphorus 1.1%. These all percent you have to just know which is high, which is low. We should know. Okay, and combining carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, we'll be having 96%. Okay, so those are major, actually major elements, major minerals, uh, sorry, elements only. Chlorine, fluorines, these all are there, no? Chlorine, iron, sulfur, potassium, sodium has lesser than magnesium, copper, iron, iodine, molybdenum, zinc. Okay, so here we need to know in dry mass, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen has majorly seen, which is 96%. Okay. And coming to the other elements like chlorine, iron, sulfur, potassium, sodium has less, really less amount. Okay, compared to magnesium, copper, iodine, molybdenum, zinc in where in dry mass. That you have to know. That basic thing you have to know. Okay. Okay, we have what and all we have discussed in part one. Which what are the subtopics we have discussed? Chemical composition of what are the chemical composition in earth crust and human body or living tissue, and what are the components? Main components: water, protein, carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acid, iron. Just normally we have just said how much percentage that are there. Water, as I said before, water will be about 70 to 90% of total cellular mass. Okay, and next coming to the proteins, which is 10 to 15%, and carbohydrates is 3%, lipids is 2%, and nucleic acids are 5 to 7%, and ions are 1%. So majorly what we are seeing the compounds is first coming to the water, next proteins, next carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acid, ions. These are this order we need to just know. We have to know, actually, for competitive exams they may ask. And we have seen the metabolites like primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. What are their examples? We have seen secondary metabolites like we see alkaloids like morphine, codeine, we have seen, and toxins like abrin and ricin, drugs like vinblastin, curcumin. We have seen like so many, like we have seen the pigments like carotenoids and anthocyanins. We have seen under metabolites. under secondary metabolites. And next we have seen inorganic substances like water, inorganic salts we have seen, and we have also discussed about the elements that are present in our body, how they function, for which process they are used, and in which what are the different roles we have seen in the chart I have showed you, right? Okay, if you didn't see, once you go through that, I have discussed a main part, one of the main part that comes in the exam. Okay. Next, coming to the organic compounds. Till now we have seen inorganic substances, right? Inorganic substances. Now we are seeing the organic compounds. See, water comes in inorganic substance, that we have to observe. Okay, and all other like minor major elements will come in this inorganic substance like calcium. What is that role? I've discussed before part. Okay. See, manganese also comes in inorganic salts, mainly works in mitochondria. They match the followings, what and all they will ask. I have explained. See, now coming to the organic compounds. Before that, let me discuss the basic chemistry involved in the biology in biomolecules. All important biological molecules contain carbon, as we know. Mainly carbon is a basic thing actually. All molecules, water and carbon, all molecules that contain, okay, all molecules that contain carbon called organic. Okay, we are talking about organic compounds only. In that basic I am see all molecules that containing carbon are called organic. Already you have discussed in, you will be knowing in the chemistry, except for CO2. Okay, except for CO2, all molecules that are containing carbon are organic. Okay, all other molecules are, carbon forms four covalent bonds, as we all know. Carbon forms four covalent bonds. This allows carbon to form molecules with many different shapes. Okay, see here, it is packed like this. Okay, see, it is packed like this. Next, so most biological molecules have a core made up of carbon and hydrogen. Okay, more like biological molecules are there, right, that are involved in our body or living system. uh, Carbon and hydrogen are makes a core, like it has important role. Mainly the carbon and hydrogen are involved. Molecules differ in structure and function, but they differ in structure and function by because of the presence of functional groups. Okay, presence of the functional group. The basic thing is, in this biological molecules, carbon hydrogen are the main elements. Okay, main elements or main atoms are involved, but molecules differ in the molecular form. They'll be different in the structure and presence of a functional group. Like example, see this chart. Okay, in this chart, let me say, in this chart, functional group, these all are functional group. This is the structure of this formula, functional formula, and example with the carbon hydrogen to carbon hydrogen example, how they are connected in carbon hydrogen. Okay, hydroxide. Okay, hydroxide. In hydroxide, okay, in hydroxide, hydroxide, which is a bond OH. Okay, bond OH represents hydroxyl group. Okay, so for example, we take ethanol. Ethanol has two carbons, right? Two carbons. So in that, it is connected like this, OH. Okay, OH. And next, carbonyl group. carbonyl functional group means this its structural formula is C double bond O. O is connected to other two bonds. Okay, so example, we'll take acetaldehyde. We'll take acetaldehyde. In this acetaldehyde means two. It is connected with normally two carbons are present, but for one carbon the carbonyl group is attached. C double bond O. Okay, and next another group is carboxyl group. Okay, C is connected with two double bond with O and one bond with OH group. Okay, this is structural formula of carboxyl. Okay, we'll take acetic acid. In this, two carbons are there. With which is one carbon is carboxyl group. Okay, this carboxyl group. And next amino group. Amino group means nitrogen bonded nitrogen bonded with uh, two hydrogen. Okay, NH2 which is bonded with a compound, like I'll take alanine. Two carbons with one carbon, it is attached. Amino group is attached. See here, you can see here. This is alanine. Next, sulfhydryl group means SH bond. See, we will take captoethanol, beta captoethanol. In this SH bond is connected. See, one of the carbon out of two. Okay, next phosphate group. See, phosphate group, how it is connected. See, like example, glycerol phosphate. In glycerol phosphate. Okay, glycerol phosphate to this group. Wait, I'll show you clearly. Here, clumsy. It is clumsy. Okay, wait. See, something happened here. Okay, in this is the group. Actually, this is a structural formula of phosphate. Okay, this group has attached. If we take glycerol phosphate, we take glycerol phosphate with glycerol phosphate is with 3 carbon atoms. For one carbon, phosphate group is attached. You can see here, right? Did you see? Okay, next methyl group. You see with 3 hydrogen atom. See, and in this we took example of pyruvate. So you can see this this bond is attached. So methyl group is in pyruvate, methyl functional group is present. So these are the main biological molecules examples according to the functional group, how they have attached. Okay, next, coming to the next slide. Wait a second. So organic compounds we have seen, right? See, living organisms contain wide variety of organic compounds. Some of the I've said you, right, like carbohydrates, proteins, proteins. So some proteins, lipids, nucleic acids, like that. Okay, those are organic compounds. Now we will be discussing about organic compounds. Okay, now we have seen organic molecules with different functional groups, how they have attached. Okay, Now coming to the next slide, the major classes of biological molecules that are important for all living things are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids. Large biological molecules are called macromolecules, as we have all seen. Okay, we'll discuss about macromolecules. Macro means they are large biological molecules like proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, carbohydrates. Coming to the proteins, functionally, structurally, we'll be seeing. Functionally means its subunit is amino acids. Structural subunit is amino acids also. Okay, their subunits. And function, coming to the function, catalysis transport. Their function is functional amino acid is functional protein amino acid is catalysis, involves in catalysis process and transport process. For example, hemoglobin. In hemoglobin, these functionally protein amino acids are catalysis process involved in catalysis process and transport process, and structurally amino acids are support for support like hair and silk. See why our hair is so shiny and with glow and very strong because of this protein macromolecule present in our hair. And even in the hemoglobin also, functionally how they are related in hemoglobin, like for catalysis process and transport process. Next, coming to the nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. So DNA, coming to DNA, they are nucleotides. Okay, I'll discuss separately in further slides. Now let me see the a normal justification of all type of macro molecules. Okay, DNA and RNA, they are nucleotides. Their subunits are what? Nucleotides. Means they are made up of nucleotides. Their subunits are through nucleotides only a complete DNA molecule or RNA molecule is formed. That is called subunit. Okay. Next, so DNA is DNA function is encodes gene. In example, chromosomes. Okay, in next RNA. RNA main function is needed for gene expression. Okay, for gene expression, RNA is needed. And example, messenger RNA. Okay, it's a messenger RNA. So what they in like in multiple choice questions, multiple selective questions, they'll ask the function and examples of the protein, like that they'll ask like nucleic acid. So this chart is very important for giving a glance and for revision purpose. We're coming to lipids. Lipids are two different biological forms like fats and phospholipids. uh, proto It's not two actually, it's like for fats, phospholipids, prostaglandins, steroids, terpenes. These are like in this lipid macromolecules are involved. So fats, phospholipids, prostaglandins, steroids, terpenes. Coming to the fats का subunits क्या है? Glycerol and the fatty acids. Okay, they'll ask what is the subunit of fats. They'll ask some other options, in that options like some other polar R group, something large carbon chains, or they'll ask. But the subunit fats का subunits क्या है? Glycerol and 3 fatty acids. Okay, their function is energy storage. Okay, their function is energy storage. Example, butter, corn oil, soap. Okay, fats. Like coming to the phospholipids. Phospholipids ka what are the subunits? Glycerol, 2 fatty acids, phosphate, and polar R group. Okay, polar R group. Their function is cell membrane. In cell membranes, these phospholipids are has main role. Okay, examples are like Examples are lectin, okay. Next, prostaglandins. Mostly we will see prostaglandins in our biological process. See, their subunits are 5 carbon ring with 2 non-polar tail. Okay, 5 carbon ring with 2 non-polar tails. Their functions are chemical messengers. Okay, example prostaglandin E, PGE. Next, steroids. 4 fused carbon rings are present in steroids. Their subunits for steroids. Okay. Example means their function is membranes, and they are present in membranes and hormones. Okay. And next in their examples are cholesterol, estrogen. Okay. Terpenes. Long carbon chain. Steroids are 4 fused carbon rings. Terpenes are long carbon chains. Their functions are terpenes functions are pigments which are structurally made. Pigments and structurally they are used in pigments. Example keratin, rubber, keratin and rubber. Okay. Now next coming to the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates like starch, glycogen, cellulose, chitin. Okay. Starch and glycogen, their subunit is glucose, and their functions are energy storage. Examples are potatoes. Cellulose are their subunit is glucose. Their function is cell walls. They are made cellulose is mainly in cell wall. Example in will be seen in the plant cell wall mostly made up of cellulose and okay. Crab shell. See, I have given about idea about all micromolecules and their subunit and their function and few examples. Okay, now next. So macromolecules are built by combining smaller building blocks into polymers. Okay, macromolecules are they are built up of by combining smaller building blocks into polymers. Okay, small building blocks into polymers they form. So this polysaccharides, large carbohydrates are polymers of monosaccharides. Okay, monosaccharides combining monosaccharides are together form with large carbohydrates form polysaccharides. See monosaccharide. This one. This one is starch molecule and starch grains in a chloroplast. In the plant cell, chloroplast will be present, right? So, just small molecules of monosaccharides are converted to chain form of monosaccharide, different chain form of polymer of monosaccharides, which is starch, and then it is locked in the chloroplast grains. See, okay. Fats are built from fatty acids and glycerol. We have discussed before, right? Fat subunits are fatty acids and glycerol. We have seen. See, three fatty acids and glycerol subunits. See that is only they explained here. See, this is a fatty acid molecule with a few number of carbon atoms are present and hydrogen atom are present, and fat molecule is formed by combining the fatty acid molecules, and they are locked in the locked in the adipose cells with fat droplets. See, with fat droplets. See how they have packed like this. So in the cells like adipose cells, as we know, it stores adipose cells will be containing fat droplets. We know in the fat droplets, see, a fatty acid molecules are present, combining combined fatty acid molecules, fat molecules are present. number of molecules are present, and they function accordingly. Okay, see, every cell, every each and cell, some or the other elements are present, right? Carbon content, carbon, hydrogen content with other different structure, with different structure, and with other functional groups, formed molecules are present in the our living cells. See how they are important, they are that much, they have very crucial role. See, next, proteins. Proteins are polypeptides, as we know. Proteins are polypeptides. Okay. Proteins are polypeptides, polymers of amino acids. Polymers means a group of amino acids. It's not okay. Proteins are polypeptides, polymers of amino acids. Okay. So, like, see how they have formed proteins. We'll see proteins are made up of polymers of amino acids. Okay, like one unit, like we have taken one unit, like alanine. We have taken alanine structure, which is an amino acid, and they like so many amino acids combined form chain, right? Chain, it formed a intermediate filament. See, this is a protein filament. It's a filament that is present in the muscle, actually, this one. So this forms a muscle, actually. See, a single molecule and a group of molecules form a one tissue, that they are explaining mainly. See, protein, this is one protein molecule, and different types of protein molecule formed a chain, and it forms a filament, which is used in muscle formation. Okay. Now next, nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are polymers of nucleotides. Okay, like we have taken nucleotide, which is okay, we have taken this nucleotide. This is a sugar molecule, and this is a pyrimidine molecule, and this is a phosphate group. This is one molecule. This is one nucleotide molecule. Okay, and formed a DNA strand. See, this molecule is combined here to form DNA molecule. These are grouped in chromosome, right? These are grouped in chromosome. This DNA strand is grouped in chromosome. So what I am explaining here means macromolecules are what we have explained in these two slides are macromolecules are built up of combining of smaller building blocks of polymers. Like we have taken a carbohydrates, large carbohydrates, which are polysaccharides, that are polymers of monosaccharides. It means monosaccharide units are combined to form polysaccharide molecules. Okay, polysaccharides. And fats are built up of fatty acids and glycerol. Means fatty acids and glycerol together formed a fats that are deposited in adipose tissues. Here in proteins and proteins are polypeptides. Okay, polypeptides means why they have said polypeptide? There are so many peptide molecules like alanine, valine, valine. So many are there. They are grouped to form. They have grouped to form an intermediate filament, like it is help in muscle formation. Next, nucleic acids are polymers of nucleotides. See, nucleotide. This is one molecule of nucleotide that is combined in the to form a DNA strand. They all so many units are combined and form DNA strand and form and present enrolled in the chromosome. Next, coming to the carbohydrates. One of the organic compound, major organic compound that are present in our body or earth crust also. Mainly this is a major component for living system. This is not a component, this is element. This is main element, the main element present in the living system. That are exist in different types of compounds, which are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, in a ratio of examples like all sugar, starch, cellulose, and chitin. Okay, carbohydrates are used for energy storage and structure. Mainly carbohydrates used for energy storage and structure. Carbohydrates have a calorie value of 4.1 kilocalories per gram. Okay, these carbohydrates, what are carbohydrates actually? They are polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones groups. Mainly we'll be defining carbohydrates as polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketone groups present. They are made up of, I've said, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen in 1:2:1 ratio. Their empirical formula is CH2O taken n times. How many times we can take? These molecules are formed with carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates are different. They are different forms of compounds are formed. Carbohydrate molecules have different compounds of compounds are formed, and they are also known. Like carbohydrates also known as saccharides, as they are formed in sugars. I said no, as they formed in sugars. Like sugars, they are in like if we talk about sugars and saccharides, saccharides meaning is sugar. It's a Greek word. It's some Latin word they have said. And they have these sugars. These saccharides are divided into monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. Okay, monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. Okay. Um, Next, carbohydrates aside on calories. A calorie is what is calorie actually? What is calorie? Like normally, generally we know calorie is a like it is a and it's a like suppose our body already will be having some amount of energy. With that energy only the biological process is formed. The biologic process is going on in process. Okay, by using the some amount of energy. That amount of energy is calculated in calories, calories like kilocalorie per gram. If you see carbohydrates mainly have a caloric with carbohydrates mainly has a per gram of carbohydrates. Its calorie value is 4.1 kilocalories, right? So this calorie is the amount of heat required to rise 1 gram of water uh, 1 gram of water per 1 Celsius. So what is the calorie? What is calorie actually? It is the amount of heat required to rise the 1 gram of water in 1 degree of Celsius. So 1 gram of water is there, right? 1 gram of water is there, and 1 gram in 1 gram of water, that if we heat the water in 1 degree Celsius, in a 1 degree Celsius, like how much the actually calorie is a amount of heat required to rise the 1 gram of water 1 degree Celsius. See, to heat the 1 gram of water, how much heat is required? 1 degree Celsius is required. So that heat amount of heat is called calorie. Calorie is the amount of heat required for rising the water 1 gram in 1 degree Celsius. Next, a kilocalorie is the amount of heat required to rise 1 kilogram of water 1 degree Celsius or 1 gram of water in 1000 degrees Celsius. Okay. A calorie is a dietary unit. Actually, calorie is a dietary unit of energy equal to the kilocalorie. Okay, 1 gram of sugar has 4.1 calorie and 4.1 kilocalorie. Okay, actually, what is calorie? Calorie is a dietary unit of a energy equal to kilocalorie. 1 gram of sugar has 4.1 calorie and 4.1 kilocalories. Okay, next. Okay, so the simplest class of carbohydrates are monosaccharides. I've said you the monosaccharides. I've said saccharides as sugars. Sugars are divided into three types, like monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. In that, monosaccharides is the simplest class of carbohydrates. They are made up of simple sugars. All have like 3 to 6 carbons. Normally, these monosaccharides will be having 3 to 6 carbons involved molecules. So coming to the first, we'll see the three carbons carbons in the sugars. Like we'll see the sugars which are present in three carbons. Like example, glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde have three carbons. Okay, three carbons, and here the carboxyl group is present. Glyceraldehyde. And next coming to the 5 carbon sugars, which is ribose and dextroribose. Okay, sorry, deoxyribose, ribose and deoxyribose. See, 5 carbon sugars mainly important, ribose and deoxyribose, and 3 carbon sugars are glyceraldehyde, and 6 carbon sugars are what are 6 carbon sugars like glucose, fructose, galactose. These are 5 carbon sugars. Just here in this slide you have to know what are the examples of 3 carbon sugars, 5 carbon sugars, 6 carbon sugars. 3 carbon sugars mainly example is glyceraldehyde. 5 carbon sugars are ribose, deoxyribose. Next, 6 carbon sugars are glucose, fructose, galactose. Okay. Now coming to the next slide. Simple sugars exist in different forms and can be drawn in different ways. Okay, simple sugars actually they exist in different forms actually, because they are optically active. They'll be in one structure, like one shape, and like different forms they will be existing and can be drawn in different ways actually, like chain, it'll shown in chain type, or they can be in cyclic uh, cyclic molecule. See, like this, chain or cyclic molecule, or in 3D particle. See, 3D, or we can see we can draw like this also. Okay, actually this is a glucose molecule. This is, we can draw in different ways. So the 6 carbon sugars all have the same chemical formula, C6H12O6. They differ in the placement of functional group C double bond O and bond OH. These functional groups mainly present. Isomers have the same chemical formula. What is that? Isomers. Isomers have the same chemical formula. Stereoisomers differ in the arrangement of the functional group at a single carbon. See here, actually, as we know in chemistry, isomers will be studying. Okay, here what we need to know means mainly the functional groups are involved here: C double bond O, carboxyl group, and hydroxy group, bond OH. Okay, isomers have same chemical formula. What are isomers? What are stereoisomers? We need to know. Isomers have same chemical formula, and stereoisomers are differ in the arrangement. They have same chemical formula, but their arrangement will be different. Arrangement of a functional group at a single carbon will be different. Okay, like example fructose. If you see the fructose, As we see, this is 6 carbon compound, glucose also 6 carbon compound, galactose is also 6 carbon compound. So in this they'll be differ in the functional group. How we'll see? See here, wait. Here this carbon is there, right? This carbon chain is there, right? So here C double bond O, this is a functional group. I mentioned it, C double bond O and O bond, OH bond. C double bond O is there in second carbon. In here C double bond O is present in first carbon. And here C double bond O is present in first carbon. And the main thing, another thing is another functional which is bond OH. Here bond OH is present, but here the difference is for galactose, for glucose and fructose. In fifth carbon, hydrogen is present here. Okay, this is hydrogen is present here, and here in galactose, hydrogen is OH bond is present in the fourth carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, fourth carbon. Okay. This also 1, 2, 3, 4. Here fourth carbon hydrogen is present. Here also fourth carbon hydrogen is present. So this is the main same functional like same chemical formula, but it has different in arrangement of functional group. These are functional group. See how they have arranged. All other are same, but only here only it's different. In fructose, the C double bond O is present in second carbon, right? Second carbon, like that. And next monosaccharides are the building blocks of more complex of carbohydrates. As we know, monosaccharides are the building blocks of more complex carbohydrates and are combining of two monosaccharides. Like two monosaccharides, like if you say sucrose, if you take sucrose is what? Sucrose is actually disaccharide. Okay, actually monosaccharides are divided into according to the number of carbons. As we know that monosaccharides are divided into, like what I said, 3 carbon compound, 5 carbon compound, 6 carbon. 3 carbon compounds are triose, and 4 carbon compounds are tetros. 3 carbon compounds are 5 carbon compounds are pentos, and 6 carbon compounds are hexose. So and 7 carbon compounds are heptos. So these all are we have to see actually this. So for example, here sucrose is sucrose. So this sucrose is combining of two monosaccharides molecule, monosaccharides, and form a sucrose molecule. So like example, glucose and fructose is combined to form a sucrose. So in this the structure will be this one. And for lactose, combining of galactose and glucose combined to form a lactose. That you have to know. They'll ask sucrose subunits are, they'll ask in some options, glucose fructose, or glucose galactose, or glucose glucose, or glucose galactose, they'll ask. So we need to choose the options, like that they'll ask. So sucrose is combined to form glucose and fructose is combined to form always sucrose, and galactose glucose is combined to form lactose. That all you have to know the structure. Okay. Okay, disaccharides. Coming to the disaccharides, are formed by dihydration, synthesis, or a actually disaccharides are They are the smallest oligosaccharides formed by condensation of two monosaccharides. So as I have said you, sucrose actually combining of the monosaccharides unit to form a disaccharide molecule. Like example we have seen before, glucose fructose formed the sucrose molecule. Okay, and glucose is formed by maltose molecule. This is all you have to know. So lactose is galactose plus glucose. Okay, and sucrose is glucose plus fructose. Actually, how these disaccharides are formed by combining of two subunits of monosaccharides by condensation process. By condensation process, they have like dehydration synthesis. Through dehydration synthesis, they have formed the disaccharides. Many of the large biological small units building small units uh, small molecules by dehydration synthesis by condensation process, these disaccharides have been formed. Okay, so for example maltose will be taking. So maltose is combined by which monosaccharide units are combined, glucose and glucose. Okay, glucose and glucose. Coming to the maltose molecule, if you observe the maltose molecule, actually maltose is a malt sugar. Two glucose molecule are held by alpha 1 to 4 glycosidic bond is formed. See here, if you see here, there is maltose molecule is there, right? Here, if here the glycoside, this part is a glycosidic bond where one carbon first carbon and fourth carbon is involved to form glycosidic bond. Through this glycosidic bond, maltose is formed. It is formed of starch. Actually, this is formed by the starch. It is found in germination of cereals. In germination of cereals, we will be seeing maltose molecule, maltose sugar we can see. If we germinate the cereals, after eating the germinated cereals, we will feel like we after we take after the taste will be like sweet, somewhat like sweety smell, right? It will be like a very nice to eat actually. Like sprouted cereals will be there, right? If we eat that, it will be like small, we'll feel like very sweety smell. So that is called that in that sweet smell we will be observing maltose or starch. Maltose maltose sugar will be seen. Actually, that is a germinate like normally the cereals are mainly in the cereals it will be like it is made up of starch molecule. After germination process, you will see the maltose sugar. Okay, maltose sugar. Okay friends, now we'll be closing this part 2 session. We'll discuss another slides and another part of the biomolecules in the next part. Thank you so much.